We have collective ADHD too. Yeah. Individual and collective. Yes.
We would join a cult together. Yeah.
Yeah. We'd be like, wait, this is fun. Wait, what's going on here?
Oh, wait, I had to make my own clothes. This is great. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we totally would.
You are listening to Wicked Psychotherapists, a podcast where two psychotherapists show you that taking care of and learning about mental health doesn't have to be wicked hat.
Hey guys, it's Tanya.
Hi, it's Erin, and welcome to Wicked Psychotherapists.
So today we have a really kind of wild one, a really funny one, I think, but wildly inappropriate as well. So we're obviously continuing with Adam Sandler. I think I mentioned this before. We should add that to our title, Wicked Psychotherapist Adam Sandler or something.
I can
like
do
that.
it. I can add it in the description so people aren't so like, wait a minute. They started with talking about therapy and Winona Ryder, and somehow it's morphed into this idiot.
Into Adam Sandler just all throughout the years and jumping back and forth. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're not even into, like New Year's or holidays or anything like that. We're just going with it. But we decided to look at the movie That's My Boy from 2012, which I found it to be pretty funny. I really liked it. I do have to say, we definitely have to put a warning. It is not for kids at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it really is a lot of inappropriateness and things that I think probably you couldn't get away with movies nowadays, but it was very entertaining and a lot of mental health themes in there for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of things going on. So the character Donnie Burger, first off, I love that. Donnie Burger. Like, that just reminds me of Donnie Wahlberg. Like,
Oh my God,
I don't know.
I just realized that, because it's so funny. Okay, so I'm jumping ahead. I wonder if that was on purpose because of the New Kids on the
New
Block.
Kids. I wonder if he got some inspiration because we're always talking about like the similarities of names and things, and he likes to kind of reuse names, or he like uses things that he likes. Like, he's got some sort of process going on there that we're not quite sure about, but we see some themes somewhere. So maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah, we did say he likes the IE or the Y names for himself.
Yeah.
So then he has Donnie,
yeah.
Donnie Burger, Donnie Wahlberg. Oh, I just got that. I was thinking like the okay.
Like the burger restaurant that they have? Like,
yeah.
That too. Yeah.
That's
I mean, that's
Yeah.
Wahlburgers. Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, and so we have this character. He's a very charismatic person. He becomes famous for a very, kind of inappropriate reason, which we're not really gonna discuss, but he basically is kind of, I guess you could say, known as like a ladies' man growing up from a very young age because of what happens.
His peers idolize him for an unfortunate, inappropriate thing that happened.
Yeah. Which we're not going to mention. Just go watch the movie, or if you already know it, you know what we're talking about. Because obviously that's wrong, and I know this was portrayed in a very funny light, and we don't want to really bring any more attention to that. But obviously that in and of itself is a mental health issue.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. But this, this shapes him, and he is very much has a child at a young age, and the mom is not able to care for the baby, so he has to take care of this, or rather his father does, who seems kind of abusive, and kind of just like a jerk, and he's just we see, kind of fast forward, that his son is very estranged from him, has changed his name, is a very kind of a careful person, is very neurotic, really has a lot of anxiety. He has to take like 2 Xanax a day, and I'm not saying there's anything against that, but he just very, very, he's portrayed as this very nervous, anxious character.
Yeah.
who separated himself from his dad, likely from all the trauma of being raised by a very, very immature parent.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, like, with his dad became like, he was raised by a grandfather who didn't even want him or like him for the first, what, like, I don't know how many, I guess the first 5 years of his life. And then Donnie had to be his parent at age 18 when he's still trying to figure out how to be a high schooler or whatever,
yeah,
so,
just be
so
a
he really
kid.
didn't he definitely didn't have a normal childhood.
No, not at all. It sounds pretty traumatizing. I mean, from what we learn, Donnie, the dad was letting him just eat candy and cake for breakfast. Like he really, he didn't have any awareness as a parent.
Yeah.
I guess he named his son Han Solo Burger. So that's, this is some, to each their own, right? But probably not a name where the son he ends up changing his name to Todd Peterson, which is kind of more fitting for the financial world he ends up in.
Yeah, very, very neutral sounding for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Like no controversy tied to that. Nothing, he wants to be completely estranged from that because I don't think people would be able to take a Han Solo burger like maybe seriously as
Oh
a
yeah, he's my
financial
financial
hedge fund.
advisor. Yeah.
That'd be interesting though, honestly, to have a hedge fund manager named Han Solo Burger. I don't know.
Yeah.
Might
Yeah.
might might give him some credibility. I don't know,
Yeah.
like because he's kind of, some notoriety. I don't know.
It did make me laugh when they first reconnect and Todd says to Donnie, "Well, you're the one that looks like Han Solo right now." Because like how he was dressed, he had like a vest on and the white shirt.
He totally does. I was like, that's definitely true. Yeah. Yeah, so we see this dynamic of, Donnie's basically run out of all this money because he was pretty famous as a teenager because he was known for this thing that made him famous, which was super inappropriate, got him a lot of money, and then he's kind of broke at this point, estranged from his son, and he needs he didn't pay his taxes. He owes like 43,000 in taxes or something. He reads about his son in the paper who's getting married. He doesn't know, and he's like, and his financial advisor, whoever the heck that guy is, that like is all about Tom Brady. I don't know.
Oh, that's
It's
his
like, why don't you go ask
lawyer.
your son? His lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's going to go to jail because he owes $40 in $40,000 or so in back taxes. So that's his lawyer, and like it has something like he has like one of those generic pictures or something. You know how you see people on like the park benches or the stupid cheesy billboards,
the advertisements.
Yeah, so so he looks like he's like one of those like find a lawyer.
Yeah. And it's like he's got like his Tom Brady. This is set in Massachusetts, so he's got like these cheesy
Tom
like
Brady
Boston
everywhere.
accents. Yeah, and like the era of Tom Brady and the Patriots and everything, and
over the top. It's wicked hard.
It's wicked hard. Yeah, and like holding a beer, like constantly drinking a beer. He's like at the lawyer's just drinking a beer, like, and then the lawyer doesn't even care. It's just like,
Yeah. And we were laughing too. Like every beer is a Roland, either Budweiser or a Roland Rock.
Yeah, it's like, or Bush or something like that. He's got one of those like,
stereotypical
40
cheap beers.
ounces or he's got a nice 40, just like popping out. He carries one around. But yeah, and so this kind of sets it up saying like, okay, this is how he reconnects. He needs this money. Lawyer suggests like, oh, your son sounds like he's really rich. Why don't you go ask him for the money? Because he's going to go to jail unless he pays the back taxes. Yeah, so it kind of sets up this whole funny dynamic where he is introduced back into his son's life. And his son has told everyone in his like new life, I put that in quotation marks, as Todd Peterson, that his parents died in an explosion because he doesn't want the association with that. He's like embarrassed, he's ashamed of it, and so when Donnie comes to visit him, he introduces him as his old friend, which is just
He's
funny
like,
to
what?
me.
He's like, I'm your best. He's like, okay, well, I'll tell them I'm your best friend. And I saved you.
He just like goes with it, like the Donnie just goes with it. He's like, all right, and he shows up and he's got like a rat tail and he's like, you know, and like cut off jeans and just kind of, you know, looks very
80s.
yeah, let's say 80s, kind of maybe Massachusetts-y, Worcester area, kind of, I don't know, that's what it reminds me of. But
Poor Worcester. You're always throwing Worcester under the bus.
I like Worcester a lot. I do. It has a great places. I've known great
Yeah.
people from Worcester, but
Yeah.
there is people know what I'm talking about. There
No,
can
I
be
know
a
what you're talking
certain
about.
look.
It's like a time has stopped. There's parts of that in Rhode Island too that
Yes.
I'm like time just kind of stopped in this one city or time. It's like, is it still 1984 or is it 2025? You know, so you kind of
Yes, exactly. And Worcester's kind of one of those. And there's places in Boston. There's definitely places in Western Mass too, where I'm from. So
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really not trying to throw shit. Like I like Worcester a lot.
No,
I do.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's just like it's just a thing. It's a thing. If you like live here, you know,
it's
you
a
know,
New
you know what I'm
England.
talking
New
about.
England just kind of has a time warp where
Yeah.
it's like, all right, we don't know what year it is or what era. You know, like it's just
true.
kind of
It's really not like people don't necessarily in some areas they don't care about like the fashion trends or, you know, it's just
yeah.
it is just what it is. You
Yeah.
know it when you know it. Yeah.
It's like, I've always worn these cutoff jeans that I made myself.
Yep. And I mean, I totally get it. I think I grew up kind of like that, you know. I think that was kind of the way I dressed.
I grew up in a small New England town, and I think if I went there right now, there would still be people in jean jacket vests. I'm pretty positive
Oh yeah. Yeah.
with old metal stuff on the back or something.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Yeah. We grew up, I think, in similar places. Yeah. But yeah, so he's giving off that vibe, is basically what we're saying. He's giving that off. And it's very contrasting to like the Cape Cod, like, you know, kind of wealthy vibe that that Han Solo or Todd Peterson's boss has where they're at, you know, visiting, and where his fiance's family is all there. Even the brother shows up from the army, which I think is kind of weird that he shows up at his sister's fiance's boss's house for like the week. I just think that's weird. But I was like, why did he say I'm home? Like he's not home. What the heck is he talking about?
Yeah, because he's kind of something's a little tapped with him. He's a little
the brother's off. The brother's off, and there's some stuff there later on that is just also inappropriate and horrendous. But you know, along the way, there's a lot of dynamics we come to realize that there's shame with the you know, with the son, and he's also been through a lot. He's definitely been traumatized, and it shows in his kind of like neuroticism and his like very much, you know, like anxiety towards life.
Well, he was never raised with a mother. He has that fear and shame of who he is. So imagine once his friends growing up know who he is, like throughout his whole childhood, it was probably very difficult to have any friends or be taken seriously. Then you don't have a mother. Your father is beyond emotionally immature. It's just
and more of like a buddy kind of who lets you get a tattoo in the 3rd grade of New Kids on the Block.
Who lets you, who forces you, who does it on you because they think it's funny.
Yeah. Like that's like kind of that's kind of borderline abusive, but if not abusive. But you know, it's in this movie, there's a lot of inappropriate stuff.
Again, it's a comedy. Yeah.
It's not. It's definitely like just kind of. I think, you know, it's not. I don't think this type of movie could be made nowadays. But yeah, so we see those themes of, you know, the generational trauma and like, and also that Todd Peterson, he's kind of subservient to his fiance. You start to see that she's very kind of controlling, and she like really wants him to be partner. She's kind of mean to him, and you see that he like really feels like he needs that attention. Like maybe that's something with like, you know, not having a mother or like just not having attention or love. So he will kind of do anything for it. He's kind of a, you know, like doesn't have any self-confidence or any self-worth in that regard. But yeah, there's just a whole cast of characters that we meet, and some of the oldies but goodies, right, of the Adam Sandler clan.
You see a few people, and yes, you see a lot of the people that you've seen in other movies. Like you see, I think the fiance's dad, he was in Waterboy, and he was in a few other things. I've
Oh, was he?
recognized him, his voice, and yeah,
Oh.
I don't know if he was the guy with the weird eyeball. His voice was very familiar, and I looked at the cast, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it said he was in Waterboy, and it said he was in a couple other Adam Sandler movies.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay, so there's even more people that are okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
And there's also there's a lot of Saturday Night Live people there too. There's like Rachel Dratch and
yeah.
Will Forte is, like the Phil and the wife, like the ones that
That's who I was trying to think. I was like, I know him, like the husband. Okay, that's funny.
yeah, he's definitely like they're both SNL former like, castmates or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And
She's so funny. I like her a lot.
yeah, I like her too. She's pretty funny. I actually just saw her in an episode of King of Queens. I don't know why I watch this, people, but I do over and over again. Don't judge me. But she was really funny on the like there's like a particular scene that's just hilarious. But
Yeah,
yeah, and so we also meet the boss's mother, who is just, she like is very much trying to she's very flattered by like Donnie being like, "Oh, you look good," like kind of like
Mhm.
she's like, "I used to be a model," and she just kind of says really inappropriate things.
yeah,
There's always kind of a grandma figure in there that's like kind of hilarious,
yeah.
and yeah, she definitely
Over
fits
the
that.
top, and
Yeah.
yeah,
And as we discovered, the actress who played her, Peggy Stewart, Erin, you were saying she was like she was really, I mean, in a lot of westerns, it was really pretty. Like as a,
yeah.
she,
She
I
was
mean, she is really
pretty.
pretty. Yeah, yeah. I think she's
Peggy
passed
Stewart.
since, but she's
Yeah, I
she's
think yeah, she passed
yeah.
away.
But she was hilarious. Just a lot of, and then just the Adam Sandler's character Donnie Burger and Han Solo, or Todd Peterson as he calls himself now, just them getting like reacquainted. There's kind of a feeling when they go to like there's like a big party at the his boss's house or whatever that they're going to, that maybe his father's going to embarrass him, but he actually ends up being like, everybody loves him and he's so charming, and nobody actually really
Hmm.
cares for Todd too much. They kind of just think of him as like a robot, and he's kind of like just lame, I guess. They don't really care for
Yeah,
him. He's
like,
not
oh, show us
charismatic.
like he was a party trick. Like show us the number and add this up for us.
Yeah, like the beep bop boop, like he's like a calculator. That was kind of the only thing he really
Yeah,
had sort of going for him.
yeah. The only thing people liked.
And that he was just
Yeah, he didn't have any friends.
yeah, and that made me so sad when the best man that he chose, somebody he worked with, which was, I think, Will Forte, was that? Yeah, I think that was who it was. He was
Hmm.
speaking and he's
Yeah,
like, I mean, he was giving a speech and he's like, I would like to hand it over to, his friend, who's actually his father, but nobody knows that, because he's here and it's obvious how close they are. And, Han Solo or Todd is like, "Hey, no, I
yeah,
don't want that. I don't want that." And he's like, "No, I was really surprised when he asked me, because we're not that close." And the wife is like, "Yeah, he didn't even know who he was." And I was like, "Oh, like he didn't like have someone even to ask for that." And
yeah.
you see a lot of the trauma that, like, I don't know, I just kept
Hmm.
thinking like that poor kid, like he probably can't even trust people because of like how little he received as a kid,
Yeah.
like I know that's so
Well,
like
and it's
looking into this, but
yeah.
you know.
It's also hard probably to have real friendships or true friendships if he's not able to share any part of himself. So he's always had to have a huge wall. So he can't tell people who he really is, who his parents are, how he was raised. He can't even
Yeah,
take his shirt off. He can't go to the beach with his shirt off, or whatever. Not like most people are taking their
because
shirts
of
off
his
all the
awesome
time.
tattoo.
But there's a big part of himself that he has to hide.
Yeah.
So it probably is really hard to have deep friendships. So this person he knew from work is like, yeah, I'll be your best man, but I don't really know you, or we're not really close.
Yeah. And it seems like Todd really puts a lot into like his, like he's trying to be partner, like he's really just kind of put a lot of his energy into work, and like kind of being
Yeah.
the best he can be. That's kind of his whole personality, because he can't really handle all those other things. I think they're very
Yeah.
traumatic, kind of thing. But yeah, and so I think it's so sad, but I thought there's a part of me, speaking of internal family systems therapy, there's a part of me that
Mhm.
really relates to that. That really, like, there was an era that I had a
Mhm.
part that very much did that. Like, I very much just focused on that and felt like I couldn't know people. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that's why I felt kind of sad. Like, I recognize that
Yeah, you
and
could
him,
see like,
but
okay, well, people are only learning a little bit about you.
yeah. And I like, you don't really notice that. You don't know that you're doing that because you think you're giving a lot of yourself because it feels like
Mhm.
a lot, but you're so guarded. And yeah.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, and so and then, there's a lot of hijinks with Donnie Donnie Burger, and and everybody thinks he's like
Mhm.
this great person. He's hilarious, and they're all like, "What's up?" That stupid thing. It's like contagious. Like, he
Yeah.
like starts up all these trends, and people are just like, "He's awesome." And so, furthermore, the son feels kind of like great. Like, this guy, was a terrible parent, and everybody loves him, and like, I'm just sitting here again alone.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, and
He
so
being
just lots
outshined
of
by my dad.
yeah. Yeah. And by someone who it's like I think he wants to engage with, but it's like he wants him as a parent, not as like a fun buddy, like he, probably always had.
Mhm.
But yeah, and then we see we see Vanilla Ice come into the picture, which is a nice
Yeah,
treat, I
that's
think.
like I think that's my favorite. I
Me
think that is my
too.
absolute favorite part. I just wish it was like all Vanilla Ice all the time.
He really could have been. They should make another movie together, just them two. Like, that would be hilarious. Yeah, but it turns out he's like, this old friend of Donnie's, and Donnie or Vanilla Ice is kind of mad at him or whatever for a particular reason. He thinks he like did something with his mom,
Mhm.
but Todd Han Solo gets reintroduced to him, and he's like, "Oh, you were like Uncle Vanny. I didn't realize you were Vanilla Ice." Like, he was like raised with him, and he like didn't realize he was
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice as
He's
his
like,
like
"Wait a minute."
dad's friend.
Cuz he's looking at him like he's like, "You're Uncle Vanny." He's like,
I love that. And he was like, "Yeah." And then, and he kind of reconnects with like these things that maybe they were traumatic, but he was kind of Donnie was showing him like, "Hey, this was kind of what we had fun doing this, and
yeah.
these are the people, this is where you come from," like, kind of trying to
Yeah.
maybe like, get him back to like, "Hey, some of these things weren't so bad."
Yeah, some of the silly, like even the having fun, getting drunk, and I liked how Vanilla Ice was putting the chicken nuggets in his pocket. So he's like,
The Nuggy pocket, yeah.
yeah. And that's probably something, it's so silly, but it's probably something they did when he was little. Like, okay, let's put him in, it's like this is
Yeah. That's
you'll
cute.
like it later. You'll appreciate that we put them in later.
And then he does, because they get like really, really
Hungry.
inebriated, and yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm so hungry now," and he's like, "Check the pocket." Yeah. Um, but yeah, so it's kind of like, they're coming back together, and at first Donnie's motive is to maybe get this money, but he realizes he really likes his son. He loves his son, and he really wants him.
Mhm.
I think he sees him kind of suffering in his own anxiety, his own anxious world, and he really
Yeah.
wants him to like just kind of, maybe, I don't know, enjoy a little bit more, and kind of just
Yeah.
like let loose, be able to be himself.
Mhm.
And it kind of, at first, the first sign of this, that Hans Solo is kind of listening to this, is when he gets into the fight with the priest.
Oh yeah. James Caan. Yeah, and it's
Really, who is really ripped, by the way.
well,
Did you see when
yeah,
he took
well,
off
I
his
mean,
shirt?
he would yeah, well, I mean, like he always played like, he's in The Godfather, Misery, he was
Oh,
in
he was in
what was that
Misery?
show? Las Vegas. Yeah, he was wasn't he the person that was tied up? He was the author.
Was he?
He was like the yeah, he was in I mean, he was the I'm pretty sure, I might be making this up, but I'm pretty sure James Caan was
I
and I
honestly
know he's in
cannot
that
picture who that was now. I don't know.
yeah,
I
yeah, he was the person in Misery. He was getting his legs broken and stuff. And
Oh,
he was an elf. He was in the show
Elf,
Las
yep, I
Vegas.
remember that. Yep.
Yeah, he was really good. But he was always like, I know in the show Las Vegas, he was always like this tough, like, like gangstery person, like not, like owning, like running the casino, and then of course in Godfather and stuff. So yeah, he was pretty ripped for like a 70-year-old man or whatever he was at that time.
Yeah, he definitely was. That's so funny. I did not for Misery. I couldn't picture who that even was, but like, oh, okay, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I definitely remember the story, but like I didn't remember the person who was in the, who was
Yeah,
being.
because you just kind of focus on Kathy Bates.
Yeah, she kind of takes over. Yeah.
And that's
For
funny, both of them are
yeah.
in Adam Sandler movies too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kathy
he
Bates
was
was
Mama.
in. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's so funny. Oh wow. Yeah. See, he has so many universes, I feel like, and they all kind of like
Mhm.
intersect, and like the, what is that called? The
Yeah.
Venn diagram or whatever, how they overlap
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Or
That's yeah.
what they used to say, like the 6 degree separation of Kevin
Yeah.
Bacon.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's just this, and basically, we end up kind of finding out, which is another theme with Adam Sandler movies, is his character himself. He's a little grimy, he's a little, maybe unsavory, but he ends up being just
Mhm.
like a very loyal good guy, which he ends up being. He ends up really wanting to be a good father. He sees maybe how much he's kind of hurt him, his son, and that he,
Mhm.
wants to kind of make good with that, and he ends up ultimately saving him from this marriage that, for various reasons, again, that are inappropriate
Mhm.
to state, would, are probably just wrong. And this person that he wants to marry is kind of is really just kind of using him for his money,
Mhm.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. And being with a bunch of other people, one very inappropriate person.
Yes.
And which is absolutely just shocking and bizarre. But you all know what we're talking about if you've seen this movie. So yeah, there's a lot of inappropriate stuff that we just don't want to mention, but
Mhm.
obviously, a lot of mental health themes even with that situation. Maybe like reconciling with your kid, after estrangement,
Yeah.
the first part of it, the inappropriate relationships
Well,
left
and,
and
and
right.
get an ownership too of, like, so at the end, he could take advantage of Todd, Han Solo, when they go visit the mom in prison, and then the Jerry Springer esque type of person comes to film it. And he could have gotten the $50,000 to help pay for his taxes, which, he didn't. But then he takes ownership. He's like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to end up going to jail because of didn't pay my taxes, and I'll hang out with mom. I'll, be out the same time that your mom is out. So it's like almost like at the end, Donnie has realized, like, okay, I need to almost be an adult. So his son taught him from reconnecting with his son. It's like he almost learned how to be a parent and how to be an adult at this age.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because, on the other side of it, I think his dad taught Todd, or I think he goes back to Han Solo Burger and is like,
Yeah.
I'm going to reclaim my
Yeah.
roots. He taught him like kind of like his roots, and like it's okay
Yeah.
to be, not necessarily like this uptight, like financial, just,
Yeah.
putting on an image kind of thing. You don't have to be, you can still have
Yeah.
some of your roots in there and not be ashamed
Yeah.
of that, and
Yeah.
and enjoy life, and have a brewski, just
Mhm.
40 just hanging out in your bag, kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
he taught him,
Yeah.
to kind of go back and maybe
Have
enjoy life a
fun.
little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and so that's kind of a nice positive. And you start to see at the end, Han Solo's character is kind of a little more free. He's
Yeah.
starting fights with priests, and he's, sticking up for himself a little more, and kind of giving off an energy of like, I'm not going to be like walked all over like he's been, kind of treated all throughout the movie, you see. And I think his father kind of gives him that, just by being
Mhm.
with him and showing him these things.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a nice, I think, they get things from each other pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, and the dad, and I again going back to the dad and Vanilla Ice, I like at the part where he's like, "You know what? I need to do the right thing and let my son know that his fiance doesn't have his best interest and isn't the right person for him." Because he really, it seemed like it was really difficult for him to figure that out. What is the right thing? Because Donnie never really chose the right path before. It seemed like he never really had high ethics or anything like that in the past of like, what is the right choice? What should I do? So then when he did make the decision, like, no, we need to tell him before he gets married. It was
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah.
it was nice. It was nice to see that. And I think that also was the turning point of growth too. It's like, wait a minute, I am a dad. I
Yeah.
need to,
Yeah. He genuinely like cares about him. And I think he probably maybe instead of, I don't know that it was like like him choosing the wrong things. I think he just from a young age was assigned a role and never had like
yeah.
great guidance. So he maybe never
Mhm.
really, he himself
Yeah.
was very neglected, and
Yeah, he was rewarded
yeah,
by this behavior, like this thing that happened, this trauma, like what could be,
it's
seen,
trauma inflicted on
traumatic. Yeah,
him.
it is trauma. It is trauma. And then all of a sudden he's like, everyone sees him as a hero and they're put in this, like different, things on him. So he's not all of a sudden not able to really fully be a kid or have his full potential because like we had talked, he was like probably really good at math and really good. He probably could have done well at school, but instead he now has these expectations that he's going to be like this huge player or whatever. And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's no one's really taken him seriously.
Yeah, that becomes his like central identity is, that gets assigned to him at such a young age. And that's pretty traumatic. I mean, because, I know a lot of people were saying, oh, that's awesome and this and that. And he did get money off of it, but it also kind of derailed him from any of his, potential, any of his achievements that he could have made.
Right.
And it also defined a part of him that was actually, it was a trauma, even if he looks at
Right.
that or not in that way or other people do, and was really, really wrong. So he essentially had to kind of find that his own way too.
Mhm.
And yeah, that definitely was a turning point. And him, I think him seeing the groomsman gift, he opened it up afterwards as like the little mitt he used to use with his son or whatever. And he kind of just, remembered like that's my boy. Like
Yeah.
that's my
Yeah.
kid, the connection there. And so it really is a lot of inappropriate stuff, but like a nice story at the end.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah,
ends
if
up
you
nice.
take out if you take out a lot of the middle school humor or high school humor and just like it is just like really stupid boy humor. Like a lot
Yeah.
of the, like we're like, okay, how many penis jokes are there?
Right.
So
Yeah.
so if we take out a lot of that, I mean, I do like a lot of the storyline as far as like it is funny, but some of it I'm like I had to like it was cringy for me.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
also like I was telling Tanya, if this was my very first Adam Sandler movie I ever watched, would I continue loving him? Probably not. Like it would it would be really hard for me to want to watch a second one. But again, I love the parts with Vanilla Ice, Todd Bridges. I love when Han Solo is finding out, like, hey, life can be fun. I love all of that. And I do like different parts of I like the fight with the priest. And, there are a lot of really endearing parts.
There are. Yeah. There are some really funny moments that you just are like, nobody could dream this up but Adam and in his head. And
Yeah.
it's just glorious in that regard. But yeah, definitely some stuff
Yeah.
that I think some people, if you haven't seen this, there's a caution in there with some themes. So
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah.
beware.
Yeah.
But it is I mean, honestly, I laughed quite a bit at some of these things. I know it was juvenile and
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous, but it was I don't know. I liked it overall. It definitely, I think, was
Yeah.
something that kept me laughing, and it was, of course, in the end, everything kind of feels resolved, and Adam Sandler's character is a pretty good guy, and he's got his loyal friends
Yeah.
around him, and he
Yeah.
makes good, and even if it's like in some weird, strange way, like the winning the
Yeah.
race on the odds or whatever with the
Yeah. It's like, "Oh,
big
I'm gonna go to
dude.
jail," and then this one person, it's like 80 to 1 odds or whatever it was, 100, like it's,
Yeah.
and it's funny too. I thought it was, like we were saying, like he must really like Nick Swardson too, like because he seems to be in a lot, like he was the stupid bus driver in one of his movies, and now he's like the loser best friend, but he actually isn't as bad. He's actually, kind of okay, okay to see on film this time.
Yeah, he's not like super cringy. Like he's just kind of
Yeah.
an odd friend, I guess, who helps him. But
Yeah.
yeah, so lots of themes in here. Lots of this is a little shaky for us, as therapists.
Yeah.
There's certain themes in here we just
Yeah.
don't want to talk about, or kind of mention because we don't want to, obviously we don't think those are funny, but it's just in the movie, as
Mhm.
I think 2012 of it all, and Adam just somehow got away with it and made the rest of the movie very funny, so
Yeah. Yeah, and there are still some themes, and you almost wonder. I don't know if he's planning this, but there always seems to be some family themes in his movies, or the character has done a 360 and kind of learned about
redemption.
himself. Yeah.
Yeah, redemption. And older women, the like grandma figures. It's always that.
Yeah,
His
there's
gang of
something usually.
friends.
Yeah.
Hit like New England, usually New England,
Yeah.
like it's in Massachusetts. And he's got the awful, kind of wicked,
Yeah.
wicked accent.
y- Yeah.
So lots of recurrences, and we're in the 2012 timeline, so it's kind of in, not too far away, but like 13 years ago, or almost, oh my God, at this point. But yeah, so it's just another, I think, classic. And like Erin was saying, yeah, I don't know if I saw this and I didn't see any other Adam Sandler movies, I might just be turned off from him completely.
Yeah.
I think we kind of needed to see his like juvenileness and kind of grow up with that and
Yeah.
understand where he comes from in order to kind of be
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, I can see
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. This makes sense. Yeah. And I think like with Adam Sandler, I have gone through ebbs and flows with him throughout the decades where I'm like, oh my
Hmm.
God, he's such an idiot. But I think he's supposed to be an idiot. Like I think he wants his characters to be an
Yeah,
idiot. But I do love that there always is redemption. There always is, the character always learns something.
yeah. He kind of, and he has to have a lesson and kind of take a look at himself, and it's always in some funny, silly way, which is
Hmm.
pretty great, and in Adam Sandler esque,
Yeah.
kind of debauchery, I guess. But
Hmm.
his going out with Vanilla Ice and his
Yeah.
son, and I don't know, the other guy that they just kind of randomly, he was like, these look like fun guys, and they just all go
Yeah.
bowling, like chuck each other down the aisles with the beer. They're like
Yeah.
still holding the beer.
Yeah. The
Oh my
convenience store
gosh.
guy. Yeah. He was.
He's like, hey, just gonna join your gang. You guys look fun.
Hmm.
But yeah, so it's a really, I mean, for us it was funny. Again, maybe inappropriate for, it's definitely inappropriate for kids, but we're not
Yeah.
we're not
I would
promoting
not.
these things. Yeah.
Yeah. Do not watch this with children or even young teenagers. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's R for a reason.
Yeah. It's got some filth in there for sure.
Yeah.
But, overall we appreciated the Adamness, the Adamverse of it, right? Like it
Yeah,
had a
I
lot
like
of those
I
characteristics.
like the costumes that he's wearing. He's very yeah, it's very very funny how he is with his trash bag, luggage, his rat's tail, his it's
Yeah.
just yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny.
Cut off jeans and just like the plaid shirts like cut off at the shoulders kind of thing, and
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
He's a character, but wearing a tie with like a t-shirt underneath.
It's like, I got it.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's pretty funny, but it may not be for you, I guess is kind of what we could say. But we're just pointing out some of the themes and just the hilarity of it and some of the Adam verse of it all. So
Right.
yeah, I'm trying to think if there was like any other kind of gems that we forgot about because there was a lot in here, I feel like Vanilla Ice was definitely, I think, yeah, like you
Yeah.
said, that was my favorite too.
Yeah. I think I like to, like with Vanilla Ice, like he's at a point where it's like, because it's like in real life, probably what is his real name? Like Rob Winkler or something like that, or
Rob
but
Van Winkler, yeah.
yeah. So he in real life, like it was like, okay, you did Ice Ice Baby, now you're a big loser. So it's like the world kind of like forgot him, but then he was like trying to reinvent himself like in real life. So
Yeah.
I think it's kind of neat that Adam's like, you know what? I'm gonna put you in this movie, or I'm gonna just show people that like this one part of you, probably like living in like the projects or wherever he was living, like in this like crappy little apartment.
Mhm.
And I like that he still
Yeah,
had
yeah.
the Mustang. Do you have the
And he's like
5.0?
he's like, "I don't know what that means. Is that a yes or no?" And he's like and he just like goes. And I love how he said I mean, I don't think this is true totally, but when he asked about he's like, "You must be getting royalties from Ice Ice Baby." And he's like, "Are you kidding me? 50% goes to Queen," because there was that whole like debate over the sound of like the
Didn't it?
ding 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 da da ding ding. And he's like, "And 60% goes to Suge, like Suge Knight." And he's like, "I owe them because it's like 110%, like whenever it gets paid." He's like, "I owe them whenever that song gets paid." And just kind of that whole like controversy around that and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny, but yeah, so that really was a great treat. And yeah, I think he does have a way of taking people who maybe need a different perspective of themselves in a movie, and he
Yeah.
kind of shines that. It's like very thoughtful in that way, kind of subtly thoughtful, and it's
Yeah.
nice. It's just a nice thing that Adam, I think, does. He just kind of automatically does. It's just like how he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we love Adam, if that's not completely and utterly obvious.
Yeah.
We're big fans. But yeah, so is there anything else that
I think we covered like most of course, people might say like, "Oh, well, you forgot this part or this part." But I think without going line by line of the movie, I think we did pretty good covering a lot. Like, and then there's, family relationships, finding out who you are, like both Han Solo and Donnie had to discover that. And also his worth of Han Solo, Todd figured out like, my identity isn't in my job. I can find out who I am outside of that too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't have to be with like this person who I think is the best I can get, because of the image of it, when really behind the scenes there's some stuff going on. And again, we're not going to talk about that, but you know what we're talking about if you've seen the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And and saying like, you know what, maybe this is not a way to be like, I don't need to be ashamed of myself, because a lot of people have like dirty secrets and are not necessarily what
Right.
they present themselves as, whereas his dad presents himself the way he is, right, and he's not ashamed of it.
Yeah.
So he learns that. I like that. I really like that a lot, that he kind of they get that from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, like how his son kind of shows him what he needs to be a parent. Yeah, it's a good
Mm-hmm.
symbiotic relationship. Yeah, but yeah. So if we're finished with that, I trying to think of a challenge question for that. So the one that comes to mind is, and this might be kind of an obvious one, I don't know, but if you were Donnie's son, would you rather live life as Han Solo Burger and, be marrying this person, not have this financial job? Or would you rather be Todd Peterson and kind of just live the lie to kind of say, hey, this is just to be able to like have the money and just have this stuff kind of thing?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think after, if I was this character, I think after learning who I am and everything and realizing like, wait a minute, my anxiety is a lot lessened. being with my father and Uncle Vanny than it is with my fiance and her family and all these people who don't like me.
Yeah.
And I'm trying, like I think if there's a little bit of both, because probably being with your dad and being Han Solo Burger, it would probably make me very poor and very, but happy. So it's like kind of figuring out. So it's also trying to figure out, reinvent yourself. And maybe there is a way that could find a career or find something. I mean, he looked happy at the strip joint, whatever he was doing there. But so I think maybe I would probably choose to figure out who I really am. And it probably would be maybe keeping the same old name, but maybe being more of who I was with my dad and stuff like that, and finding out who I am.
Okay, yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah. I feel the same way. I think I would rather just be Han Solo Burger and realize that I mean, he has the talent with the numbers. He can find something
Yeah.
with that, but to be who he is and to feel less anxious and to enjoy himself and
Yeah.
not be around people like his fiance, because that just doesn't seem like a fun world.
Yeah.
To me, that's not worth any amount of money at all.
Yeah. She sounded awful. She seemed awful, just very
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
focused on what she's going to gain.
Yeah. That type of life does not appeal to me in the slightest bit
No.
at all.
No. Like, it's like, yeah, the faking who you are and all of that. It's just very,
Yeah.
it'd be very hard, and it catches up to you. Like, look how many, he had to take like Xanax and other stuff, and he just was always a mess. And even the girlfriend or fiance was like encouraging that. Oh, did you take your medicine? Don't forget to, like,
Yeah. Yeah. Security
instead of being like,
underwear.
how, yeah. And poor poop in the pants. So
Yeah.
it's, so it is hard. Like, like just, like, I think trying to find out who you really are, of course, like as a therapist, we want people to find out who their true self is. So, and sometimes it is hard. It's like, okay, is it easier to pretend that I'm someone different? Like, that's why people are always like, oh, when I go to high school, I'm going to reinvent myself, or I'm going to do this. But then it's like, is that really who you are? Or, is it going to cause more anxiety? Or like, when I start a new job, I'm going to be this person. Or when I do this, you're always there unless you work on yourself and figure out who you are.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good perspective. Yeah. I totally agree with that. I feel like the ultimate luxury is to be happy and know who you are and to be able to live that life. To me,
Yeah.
that's everything. And so I
Yeah.
Han Solo Burger all the way. 100%. I didn't even take the name. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe I would take the name. I mean, it's kind of fun because then you could even always do cosplay if you want. You can always be like, hey, you know what?
That's a good point.
I'm gonna embrace the leather vest and just, that's it.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Yeah, no, it's good. And you can even go by like Hans Burger, which just sounds kind of very German, like whatever. I don't know. And yeah, I just think he feels, to feel free and to be able to feel free in who you are. Really, I mean, it really is the ultimate privilege. I think that's what we're all looking for. Like to me, it's not about like, like money. And I hate to sound so cliche as a therapist, but really it's not. I mean, like that's cool and everything, but if it sacrifices all the other stuff, no way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if we go to Maslow's hierarchy, or think it, like self-actualization, we want to be able to feel comfortable with ourselves and find out what our meaning is and all of that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. So I'm glad he readapted Han Solo Burger at the end. He seemed a lot happier.
He did seem happier. He was smiling, like a genuine smile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 So, I mean, and yeah, his other life would have turned out to be basically he was just, fronting money for someone who was just being with other people or a person. So that would have been really awful. And he would have just been working. Like,
with a bunch
miserably.
of people who didn't even like him and like, and
didn't know
it's
him.
funny.
And yeah. It seems like that's an existence that feels cold and lonely, separated, and makes me feel bad. Yeah. But I don't know. As we know, there are people who do prefer that, like that's something they strive for and that's what they think happiness
Yeah,
is.
and
But
some people it is. It's like, how much money can I make? And I really don't want people I work with to know me, or I really don't want anyone to really know who the real me is.
yeah. Or they just don't really, I don't know, they're just so focused on that. That's the only thing they really want to
Yeah.
develop, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can I? Yeah. Ugh, I don't know. I guess that's not who we are.
No, I think as therapists, that's just naturally, I think it would feel unnatural to go that way. And I think a lot of people nowadays, I would hope, kind
Yeah.
of, and I feel like there's an era of like authenticity kind of more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I think it is. I think people are trying to. And I think that's why people aren't so into jobs for like 30 years or 40 years anymore, because it's like, wait a minute, if I'm not happy, I want to find something that makes me happy. Or people are trying things to volunteer or find interest, or trying to just find out who they are more.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not we're not in an era where we need to be like surviving, like getting by to scrape by. Like for the most part, I'm not saying people are not struggling. There are plenty of people struggling. I just think there's more of a, at least in like the middle class, and at certain points we can possibly explore some of these avenues, and with
Yeah.
technology and remote jobs and things
Hmm.
like that, it's kind of made it possible, and social media,
Yeah. Yeah.
like all those types of things. So
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely is um a different way of living and seeing what happiness is. But
Yeah. I agree.
yeah, so
Who knew?
that
Who knew that? Who knew that's my boy? We can actually have a deep conversation about it. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, there's a lot that came out of that. We squeezed a lot of juice out of that. Yeah, we
I
were
know.
like,
I was very nervous after watching this movie last night. It's like, oh,
I was
what
too.
are we
I know.
gonna
I was
talk
like, how
about?
are we going to talk about this? Yeah. But no, there really is a lot. And there's so many funny points, and really Vanilla Ice,
Yeah.
you gotta check
Yeah,
it out.
he's the
If you haven't
best.
seen that.
Yeah.
If you're an adult and kind of can handle some of these themes.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, so that's my boy. I enjoyed it. I give it a couple thumbs up. For
I give it maybe one, or like a half a thumb up. I don't know. At some parts I give it a whole thumb. I'm not going to do both.
yeah, okay, I could see that. Yeah, because of the themes. No, I understand. Yeah, just the parts that we find appropriate.
Yeah, if it was just
yeah.
the vanilla ice section, or vanilla
Vanilla elf.
ice section, I would give vanilla ice 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I would too. I loved him in it. Yeah, he's great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was a fun one. And
Yeah.
again, use caution if you're going to watch this. We are not promoting these themes. We're just saying, we're just analyzing this because we chose this. And
Yeah.
actually, we didn't
'Cause
even
there's still,
realize
like-
this was part of it in this.
Yeah. And there's
before.
still like 1,000 more Adam Sandler movies. And again, we could do the 3 degrees separation, 6 degrees separation. We'll
We
figure it
will.
out.
Oh, we will. Yes, we will. For
I will probably
2026.
and I'll probably change the description of our podcast for our future season.
Yeah, so we're gonna to reflect that, because we are just hyper fixated on Adam Sandler verse.
Yeah.
The Adam
And
Sandler
it
verse.
could be we have some form of ADD or ADHD, but we don't know. We're not
highly
committed to
possible
that.
between the two of us.
We're not admitting.
Yeah, we're not admitting it, but we're saying it's a likelihood. Yeah, and
Yeah. We both our brains hyperfixate together, which is fun.
We have collective ADHD too. Yeah, individual and collective. Yes.
We would join a cult together. Yeah.
Yeah, we'd be like, wait, this is fun. Wait, what's going on here?
Oh wait, I had to make my own clothes. This is great. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we totally would. But yeah, so this was a really fun one, and we hope you enjoyed it. Let us know what you think. If you want to watch this, or if you've watched this, and anything we forgot, because I know there's a lot of things. There's always a lot of things in his movies.
Yeah.
And yeah, don't forget to follow us on all forms of social media. We are, even if you want to see us visually, we are on YouTube. I don't know why I said it that way. And yeah, we love to hear from you. Any questions, any suggestions, anything, because we kind of center around Adam Sandler. Like, degrees of separation or any ideas around that, like float that. Or if you have something else that you're just wanting to float us, that's cool too.
If you're like, hey, I really liked it when you guys were talking about this. Why are you not? Yeah. It just seems like there is, we're open. And it, And I just wanted to tell everybody, I am going to get better. At the social media stuff, I recently got a new computer and stuff. So I feel like I'm going to be a little faster. So it's life. Oh, I'm sorry. If you hear Paige in the background.
Is that Paige? That's Paigey.
Paige is awake. She
wanted to wake up. Let your presence be known.
To wake up for the last couple seconds of our broadcast.
She's our little mascot, so that's okay.
Yeah,
she can make herself known whenever she wants.
Aww. She's now like almost she's those who know of Paige. She's like she's like 13 and a half. She's kind of deaf, and so she also thinks like, well, I woke up, so you must take me out right this second. Yep. I don't care how far away I am from you.
Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yep. She's needs
funny.
That.
She's funny.
But yeah. So yeah, let us know what you think. And Paige is already letting us know, and you can let us know as well.
She's excited for our what did we say it is? Our fourth season?
Our fourth season. Yeah, I guess. Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, we have some good stuff. We're planning out the 2026 calendar. We got some really great stuff ahead.
Yep. We're going to have a breakout day or a breakout few hours and just plan out the whole year or a lot of the year.
Do. Yeah. A few months or so. And I think my dog, Lucy, heard your dog.
Oh, really? She heard Paige?
She's peeping around because she keeps a time, like she knows what time lunch is.
Yeah.
And
I think that's what Paige is too. Because it's like here it's 12. Well, we're on the same time frame. What am I saying here?
Yes. I forget that too. Actually, no, I do too. I'm like, wait, oh yeah, we're in the same time zone.
I was gonna say here it's lunchtime, but yeah, it's the same. We're not in different countries or different parts of the world. Okay, my dog.
Paige is like, all right, enough now.
She's like, don't you see me? And she purposely stands behind my monitor so she doesn't want to see me, and she's far enough away so I can't grab her and just try to pet her or something. So she's
to get you to walk up to she is very smart.
She's like I know if I do these little tiny annoying little woofs, you'll come. So sorry cute. About that, everybody. We are such professionals usually.
Yes, that's how we operate. That's our code of ethics, So
if you like dogs, we like you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, don't forget, stay wicked.
And keep your mind well. All right. Have a great week. And this will probably be 2026 when we hear this. So Happy New Year.
This will probably be one of our first in 2026. So
yeah.
And we just have more to come. So keep watching us and take care. We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.